Right guys, we're going to start this video here. We're back in Sriracha and we're at NDTVi Hospital coming to Ed. It is Wednesday today. Now I haven't put a video up all week because we were umming and ahhing about what was going to happen with Ed. If you remember, we said to you last week they're going to airlift him back to the UK, treat him there. That should have happened on Monday, but it didn't. It didn't happen, so we know that he went for an X-ray. And apparently what had happened is the tumour had, it's not tumour, it's an infection. It's an actual abscess. That had expanded from, it was 1.75 and it expanded to 2 centimetres. They didn't move him, and now apparently I've just asked him, you know, it's hard to get information and it's hard to see the right people. I've just had to speak to him on the phone to see what is happening with him. And they said that they hadn't moved him because he got, because it had expanded, and also he got an infection, a temperature. He's got a temperature, which is sort of a new one on me. Now we're wondering what they're going to do with him. Are they going to move him because he's still in intensive care unit? Or are they going to move him out? They're discussing about they can put him in a private room, but we're going to need 24-hour care. And I'm like, well, can't you supply that? Can't you, you know, because the insurance are paying for it? I said, well, they'll speak to the insurance tomorrow. You know, the cost of this, you know, the cost of this is about 80,000 baht per night plus any costs, any nurses he needs, any drugs, any vaccines he needs. That's added extra on it. Now for the private room, it's 32,000 baht a night, but you would need to get a private nurse, though, somebody 24 hours a day, which you can get for around about 1,500 or 2,000 baht per day. So I need to speak to the insurance company tomorrow to, you know, I'm trying to help them here. I'm trying to say, look, you can save some costs in this way. And now they're asking me to supply that, and it's like, well, sure, I don't know any nurses. You're the hospital here. You can supply that. So tomorrow we'll find out with that what's happening. That are they going to move him to another place? Now they said that he's going to be here for 2 weeks. It's going to be a week this Saturday by the time they do it, because they changed the antibiotics he was on. They're putting him on a new antibiotic now because the last one slightly worked, but it didn't work that good. See, what they really need is, when they operate, they need a sample of the pus in there, so they then can match up an antibiotic. So they tried another antibiotic. They're doing that for 2 weeks, and then they'll take you for another MRI scan. I think, to be honest, they haven't dared move him getting back to the UK. I mean, he's completely paralysed still on one side. His speech is slurred. He's in good spirits. He's jovial. He's in good spirits. You can have a laugh with him. But it's the waiting game now. You know, it'll be 2 weeks on Saturday that he's been here. So we just kind of wonder what's happening. You know, we're mushrooms. We're kept sort of in the dark. But we'll know more about this tomorrow. That was yesterday evening, guys, up in Sriracha. We're now back in Pattaya. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Kind of not open here yet, but I just wanted to show you some things that we've been doing as well, regardless of all this, with Ed. Going back there, we'll be going back there up in a bit, actually, and we're going to see if there's any movement with him. They're on about, like I said in the previous clip, they're on about moving him to a different room. So they said they were going to speak to the insurance company today, so today we'll go back up there and see what is happening. It's constantly like this, it's constantly. Now, you can speak to the doctors, the nurses, now and again. One of the problems is, and I always think it's something in Thai with this, it's like an English barrier. Thai people always kind of, they can speak English, but they don't like to, in case they make a mistake, which is probably like a face issue. So some of them, a lot of them won't kind of speak to you. They'll say, oh no, the big boss. But anyway, we'll find out what's happening with them in a bit. In the meantime, guys, one thing we've learned this year with the bars, with being in Pattaya in Thailand, is the heat. The heat has been just horrendous. Now, these 2 bars here, heads and it's an A7. When we did them a couple of years ago, we installed aircon on them. There were no aircon, so we installed aircon. But I've been paying out a lot of money every month, and the aircon is not very good at all. So what we've done is we've decided to change the aircon on both Edenism and A7, and we're putting compressor units in. You know, the ones that go in the ceiling, and then you'll have a big compressor on the roof. I think it goes on the roof, because what we're doing is we're building offices upstairs, because we need offices now. So what we did is we used the aircon from these bars and we've moved them to the offices upstairs, and we've put stronger units in here. These ones, they're high on the BTU. It's going to be way over than what we need, but that's always what you need, because you don't want the units running at full power all the time, because that's when you're going to be burning the electricity. So one of the things we've had a problem with these buildings is the ceilings are quite low. Now with aircon, the cold air, I've said this before, it needs to drop. So when you've got an aircon unit sort of the same height as you, it's not really going anywhere. So these units here, these bigger compressor units, there's 2 going in here, and this Edinburgh bar, and there'll be 3 of them going into A7 bar. So it should be pretty cool by the time these are working. I'm hoping by the end of today, this bar Ebenism is working. We did the old, when we decided we're going to do this, it was the old, right, okay, we'll change the aircon in here, we'll change in there. Next thing, they pulled the aircon out, and I'm like, where are the aircon units? Oh, we haven't ordered them yet. So we've got no aircon in the bar for about 5 or 6 days, but they're here now, and they're fitting them. So hopefully by the end of today, this bar will be nice and cool. And then it will take another couple of days for that one there. I'll tell you what I'll do, we'll pop upstairs now and I'll show you the offices we're building. I like that. Improvisation, water tank. So yeah, these will be offices. So it's quite a bit, it goes all the way back. So basically you've got from Hookup Corner all the way to the end of Edenism, which will be, crikey, offices. Over the past sort of 12 months, we expanded, we've got 2 new bars. This year's all about consolidation, building on what we've got. Right, we're back here at the hospital, NDTVi Hospital in Sirajai. Okay, it's been a bit of a strange week this week. At the very beginning of the video, I was a bit confused. Of things, what's going on here, you know, because on Monday, as we told you last week, they were going to extract Ed back to the UK and treat him there. But what happened is, and which I didn't know until I've just been sat down with the actual doctor, who's very hard to get hold of, that when they did the MRI scan last Saturday, they sent the results back to the UK, and they realised at the time that we can't move him because it had expanded just a slight bit. The hospital here don't seem that worried, but it did expand a bit, so they were scared to move him. So what they decided to do was to keep him here and to change the course of antibiotics. And they're going to give it 2 weeks. So basically, there's going to be no news on Ed from now until next Saturday or next Sunday, because they want to give it 2 weeks to see if it's worked. Now, if it has worked, that's when they will be transporting him back to the UK. And the way they will do that is just via business class flight with a doctor on board or a nurse that will take him all the way back. They will sign him over to an hospital in the UK. That is if it has gone down, the abscess on his brain. If he's gone down, they will move him. If it hasn't, then they're going to have to operate on him here at the hospital here. And when they say operate, it's brain surgery. What they will do, I mean, I don't know the full procedure on this, but what they need is they need a sample of that pus on the brain, so that they can then adjust the antibiotics that are more suitable and clear it. I doubt very much that they're going to go in there and clear it all out. I think it's too much of a risky operation to do that when they've got medication for it. They just need a sample of it. But they're trying this way first. They're trying to see, they're giving it 2 weeks to see if it's gone down. So it's going to be next Saturday, guys. Next Saturday, before we have any more news on Ed. How is he in himself? I think at the beginning of the week, he was quite perky, he was quite jovial. And he's kind of deteriorated a little bit. And I think that was on the news. I think it's a lot on the news and the not knowing. I've just been back in there and I've explained to Ed what is going on, and he seems to have picked up again. It's the kind of not knowing, because it's between sort of the insurance and you know the surgeons here, the doctors here. You're kind of kept in the dark. I'm not a next of kin, even though I've got some kind of authority over him. But getting to them doctors and getting a word out of them has been kind of difficult, because I know they're very busy. But my mind is at rest now. My mind is at rest for at least this weekend and next week. And what I do know is they're not going to move him out of ICU, but they're going to move him in ICU, if that makes sense. Okay, they want him on the other side of the building where he gets some nice sunlight, because where he is at the moment, he's in the darkness, so they want to give him some sunlight, which will be better for him. He's got his computer in there. He's kind of doing a bit of work on his computer. But he is slurring a lot and he is forgetful a lot. But this is to do with what's going on his brain. Anyway, if any of you guys want to come visit, please contact me through Facebook. I am putting updates on my Facebook, guys, because it's sort of to the minute. By the time I put a video up, it is Thursday today. This video will probably go up tomorrow because there's no massive rush for it. So I do put, my page is full on Facebook, but if you want to just follow the page, if you just click friends or follow, I'll leave them as public so you can see any update what's going on with him. But as we are at the moment, guys, there is no other news I can bring you. And then, like I say, if you do want to visit, send me a message on Facebook if you're in the area, perhaps a half an hour. Or it's very difficult at the moment with it being ICU because there's protocols in there. We have to sign all forms. You have to behave in a correct way with it being ICU. And it's pretty quiet in there, to be honest with you. There's only about 4 beds that are full out of about 20 in ICU. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Sorry there hasn't been many videos this week. It's because we just haven't got time, and I don't want to keep making videos come in the hospital every day. But I think it's important that we give you an update of when we know things. There's no point in telling you things that we don't know, if we don't know, coming on and guesstimating. But that's the situation, guys, here with Ed Sweeny here at Sweeny Hospital. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.